Hi guys, welcome back to today's class, and in today's video we are going to be learning how to create modeling channels and the real deal of the underbust corset. So now in the previous video I explained how you do this. If you haven't seen the video, kindly rush down now, go to the description box, it's going to be there, and do watch it. Then when you do so, you can come back to this. Okay, now so in today's video we are just going to be learning how to create the more bonnet channels and to determine the length of the underbust corset that we want. So now let's get right into it. Now the first thing is, let's work with the front now. Now remember, for the front we created this dart line, which was the only thing we created for the front. So now it depends on how many panels do you want. Do you want 10, you want 12, you want 16, you want even 24. So it depends on the designer how many, but we are going to work with the a minimal one anyway. So now let's go right into it. So the first thing you want to determine is the length of your underbust corset. You do want to determine the length. So from the this is the waistline all the way here. Then at this point from the waistline we come down by 5 inches. So then if you look at the picture on your screen, you will notice that some of these underbust corset cups the tummy. Are you getting it now? Now some has the cup for the bust and some doesn't. So all these things are the things you need to put into consideration when you are working with your underbust corset. So now if it's the one that I want to get to my hip level is 7 inches. So I'm going to use that as a guideline. But no, that's not what I'm doing. So I'm going to, from my waistline, I'm going to come down by 6 inches. Let's go ahead with that. This is 6. I'm going to do the same thing to at the CF. I'm going to do the same thing to at the point here. I'm coming down by 6 inches. I'm going to go all the way and do the 6 inches all the way. So here is it. And once I do so, I'm going to go ahead and connect everything. Now this simply means this is the M, 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 H, M, L, M line. So of my underbust corset. Now we want to determine the top line of it. Now for the top line, it depends on where you want it to get to. Now for the front, if it's going to, I'm not going to be the one that has the shaping, the cup shaping for the underbust. No, that's not what we are going to do. So we are going to use the underbust as a guideline and the bust point. Now there are some that get to the underbust here, then from the from the underbust it kind of come out like a V shape. So you want to determine, you want to decide what you are working with. Now if you look at the length from the waistline to the underbust is 3.5. So I can go ahead and finish it up at 4 inches. So from my waistline, I'm going to measure 4 inches all the way. 4. This is my 4. This is 4. This is 4. Yes, 4. So, and I'm going to connect it now. I hope you get it now. This is the underbust point here. 1.5 inch, 1 inch away from the nipple point. So, and if you want, you can let it get here. But I'm trying to do it in a way that the shaping here won't be too sharp. Now, from here to here is 4 inches, and this is the 4 inches here, right here. But I'm not using a straight line at the center front. If you like, you can make it straight. If you like, you can make it shaped. Now from that 4 inch, from here to here is 4 inch, from here to this dot here is 4 inch, from here to here is 4 inch, from here to this dot here is 4 inch. From that 4 inch I'm going to come up a little bit. You can come up by, let's say, 1 to 1.5. Then from that point, I'm just going to go ahead and connect this now to the to here slightly. So if you want it to be as sharp as this, you can go ahead. Then if you want it to be a little bit, just a little bit curved, you can go ahead and do so. So just go ahead and do whatsoever pleases you. Now, it now means that this is the top line, TPL, TPL, then TPL of my underbust corset, and this is the M. Now, we can go ahead and create the more bony channels now. Now, let's work with the front first. For the front, I'm going to come in by half inch. Then my half inch, I'm just going to connect it here now from the waistline now to the under bust. Then from here to the M line. So it means that this point will no longer be on fault. Just go ahead. Now from here to here, this is 1 inch. I'm going to get half, which is the point here. I'm going to get the middle point too from here to here, which is here. Now, it simply means that I can go ahead now. I have piece 1 here. This is piece 2, which by now it has made this one now 3, 4 pieces. That's 2 to the left and 2 to the right because of the opening at this center front. Now, let's say I want more channels now. So you want to determine the distance you want from each point. I'm using this accurate bust span line here, this line here. So from this line, I can decide to go by 3. If I'm going by 3, this is 3 here. This is 8 here. Then from this point too, I can measure the same 3 here. Then at the M, I'm going to go ahead and measure the same 3. And once I do so, I'll connect everything on a straight line. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and take in my dart, which is 1 inch to the left, 1 inch to the right. I mean half inch rather, half inch to the left, half inch to the right. So I'm going to connect it here. Stopping at the top line of the underbust corset. So now, this now is going to be, this is another boning channel. Now we now have 1, 2, 3 boning channels at the front. Remember, if I don't want a side seam, the distance from here now to here, this is 2 inches, and it's almost what I've taken out. There is half here. There's one half here. That's one half here. That's another one. That's 2.5. So I've taken every excess from here to here out. So which I can go ahead and not have a side seam here. So now moving to the back now. The first thing I'm going to do is at the center back. I'm going to measure half inch at the center back. Then I'm going to connect it to the M of my underbust corset. Then I'm going to bring it also here to the top line rather. Once I do so, I can go ahead and create another channel, which is from this line now. I can also go ahead and measure 3. The 3 inches is here. I'll come to the base too and measure 3. The 3 inches is here. I'll come to the top too and measure 3, and the 3 inches is here. And I'm going to go ahead and connect everything all the way. Okay, so this is it. And at this, on the waistline, I'm going to take half inch to the left and another half inch to the right. And once I do so, I'll connect it both lines up like so. And I'll bring it to the other side and I'll connect it this way too. I'll go to the top too, connect it from here to this point here. And I'll come here and I'll connect it from here now to this top. and that's all we have. Now we can go ahead and cut it out so that we can have the accurate size of what we want. You can decide. If you look at what I have here, it's a straight line. So if you want it shaped, you can decide to make it shaped. It depends on how wide you want the shape to be. If you want it so sharp, you can start from this line here. You can start from here. So let's say I want it to have something like a oval or sphere shape. So you can just go all the way this way, all the way, just like they go this way, and you can maintain the straight line. Now let's cut it out and see what we have. Know that this is the top line that we are cutting. Now, if this is out, then I can go this way now. And this is it. So now for this, I can label it TPL. That's top line. TPL, 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 then TPL, then M line HL, 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 just so that there won't be a mistake there. Now, once we do that, remember this is the side seam. Don't get confused. This is the side seam. Now, for this type now, you can decide to make the rope at the front, just like the pictures we have. Then you can decide to make it at the back. Now, if you want the rope to be at the back, you can simply go ahead and, if the rope is going to be at the back, at the front, you can maintain this at the back. Then you maintain this at the front too. But if the rope is going to be at the back, at this point you can just come in by, let's say, 1 inch. You can do 1 inch and 1 inch here. So we are going to cut off the 1 inch. That is what this one means now. I hope you understand. So that is if the rope is going to be at the back, the lacing of the corset, if it is going to be coming here. So you can reduce the measurement by 1 inch. It's okay. Now, once you are done, remember the line we brought here. We need ½ inch to the left, ½ inch to the right, so that all this will help in cinching the waistline, because that is where we need the detailing. So this is it. So it depends on how much you want it to be cinched. It is optional. If you don't want a side seam, you shouldn't do this. But if you want a side seam so that you'll be able to, with or without the seam, actually, you can also put your you can create a channel for your boning and you put it there. So now, if you don't want yours to have a side seam, you can just let go of this one here. Now we can now go ahead and cut everything out. Let's get to that. And don't forget to leave bell. Look at me. Don't forget to leave bell. Oh. This is my CF. One. Let's do this. So this is two. For me, what I do at times is I write CF here. Then here I can just get a pencil and write 1A here. And here 1AI. So that I know that this is 1A. This is 1AI. It means the two are coming together. Then this is 2, right? Then that means that this place now is going to be 2A. Then this place becomes 2AI. And this is my piece 3. Then this place becomes 3A, and this is my 3AI. So I know that it means that these two are coming together. This is piece 4 now. Let me cut this. So labeling is very, very important. Very, very important. If you do not label, there will be a mix up. Not even that there may be, there will be a mix up. So that is 3 now. So if you don't want yours to have a side seam, you want to create another bony channel, you can go ahead and omit this part like I told you the other time. So now, remember this is 1, 2, 3, and this is 4. So I label this part. This is the CF. I know this is the CF. Then I label this part, this side part, 1AI. So I know that any place I see, I mean 1A, then any place I see 1AI, they are coming together. So this is 1AI now. It simply means these parts are coming together. This is piece 2. This is 2A. This is 2AI. It simply means these parts now are coming together. This is 3. This is the piece 3. This is 3A. And this is 3AI. 3AI. It simply means these parts are coming together. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Now, this is piece 4. This is 5. And this is 6. I hope you understand. Now, this is 4 now. I'm going to write 4A here. Why this is 4AI? It simply means these two are coming together. Now, this is 5A. This is 5AI. It means these are coming together. And I can go ahead and write my... Remember I said if you want the rope to be at the back, go ahead and measure 1 inch so that you leave that 1 inch. You cut off the 1 inch. Okay, so then once you do that, don't forget to label. So remember, this is piece 5, my 5A, my 5AI. That is how I know that these two are coming together. So the TPL makes me to know that this is the top line, and the HL makes me to know that this is the M line, and that's it. Now, for this, because I didn't place my pattern on fold, that is why I have just 6 pieces. Assuming you place it on fold, you are going to be having this on fold, which you are going to be having 2 pieces for each. Now, you now have to write it on your pattern that when cutting, so you remember that cut 2 pieces. Then at this part you add half inch. The half inch is for the seam allowance, that is to join each piece together. Then here too you add half inch. Then you cut 2 pieces of this. Cut 2 pieces, add half inch, half inch on both sides. It's adding half inch at the top and at the end is optional, because one of the reasons why we used 6 from the waistline down is considering the joining and all that. Then at the top line, adding half inch for the seam too is optional. It's not a must. If you use up to 6 or 7, you can just omit it. Aside if you want your the length of your underbust corset to be longer. I hope you understand. So, but if you don't want it to be that long, because I don't want this to be too long, so I can simply, I would have gone ahead and do from my waistline, I would have gone ahead and do 5 inches below my waistline and 3.5 or 3 inches above my waistline. So now I use 6 inches below, then 4 inches above. So that is, I consider the seam which is going to take them to take place at the M and at the top together. So all the only places I need the half inch seam allowance are at the sides, the sides, the side, the side here, the side here, and the side here too. Then you need to cut 2 pieces for each of this piece. You need to cut 2 pieces. Cut 2 pieces. Cut 2 pieces. Now, when you cut 2 pieces for each now, that is when it is now going to be a complete 12 panels for the total underbust corset. Now, regardless of the type of fabric you are working with, if you are going to be working with Ankara, you can choose to work with different faces of Ankara for the fashion fabric layer and for the lining area. If you are working with two, you know that you don't need lining for that. That means it's going to be a transparent corset. If you are working with each, what you are going to do depends on the type of fabric you are going to use.